Welcome to Let's Fucking Chat. I'm Kelsey.
And I'm Alex. Let's talk about some stuff.
So I know when we were chatting on Discord, I know this is a really bad habit, and I've realized this too as I've slowly moved on with my days, even though I think my days have faded into literally like the same fucking day. But like every time I chat to you, I'm just always drunk. Even when I chat to like the few people I talk to at work, like if I have problems, like I'm always drunk. And even the other day, this girl was like, "Bitch, you're always drunk," and I was like, not always. It's just like only things that I remember are when I'm drunk. Because when I'm sober, I just like do my normal day, go to bed by 11, and that's like literally it. It's only when I'm drunk do I do like dumb shit because my brain is like fucked up. Anyways, I remember I messaged you and I was like, we should try a juice cleanse because, so backstory, I used to work at a ad agency in Tampa as their like social media intern, and then it turned into a paid position, which was not actually a lot of money in hindsight. It was only like 850,
Oh, wow.
950, like basically retail, yes, retail salary. But I remember I worked with this really cool guy, Zach, that I still like occasionally talk to on Instagram. He's like an artist. He's like a badass bitch that has made it, and he's pretty cool. So hopefully we can have him on. But I was like, dude, we should do a juice cleanse because we always get really shit faced on the weekends. So like this might be good for us. And we looked into it, and I think we were almost going to do it, but then we realized kind of how like, I wouldn't say crazy, but just like borderline maybe unhealthy it is. And then we also were like, we like to eat food and also like to get wasted. But I bring this up again because I was listening to another podcast and this bitch did a juice cleanse and she was like, oh my god, my skin felt amazing. My eyes were like super white. Like I low key want that. And I also think it would be like really good for me health wise. Maybe not in hindsight nutritionally health wise because I feel like you don't get any like protein or carbs, but like would you be interested in doing a small juice cleanse, maybe only just like 5 days, and like each day we just chat about how we're doing for just like a 30-minute like catch up, like how did you feel, how did your body feel, did you feel weak, did you feel tired, like what symptoms would you diagnose
Hmm.
yourself with if you were like a professional doctor? I don't know. I think it would be interesting, maybe kind of dumb in hindsight, but like I don't fucking know. I don't know. What are your thoughts
I
on
would,
like
I
this
would, okay, so I would actually be down. So my main contention when you first brought it up to me was that like I'm trying to actually gain weight because I'm way too thin. Um, and so
yeah.
I've been trying to actually start to, I've been trying to eat more recently, and only in the past like week or two, I actually started regularly eating 3 meals a day. Whereas before then, it would only be about like usually on average it's about 1 meal a day, and that's breakfast. Yeah, and a lot of
Oh
times
my
that meal
god,
isn't that big.
okay.
Yeah,
That's bad.
because my problem, yeah,
What
my
the hell?
problem is that when I get hungry, I feel the pain of like hunger, but my brain tells me that I need to
Yes.
work and that it's not worth it eating. And sometimes even I'm just not like
Oh
my stomach
my.
hurts because I'm hungry, but like I don't have anything in my kitchen that would like,
Yes.
satisfy the taste that I have in my mouth. Yeah.
Satisfy your
So I just end
needs.
up just
Yes.
going to bed then because I'm just like, all right, whatever. um
What
yeah,
the
I'm a I'm
fuck?
I'm a I'm
Okay.
a busy bee. I tend to I'm like always working and
You
doing
are.
something, and so because of that, I tend to skip a lot of meals. But recently, I've kind of found my cure to that, which is actually weed. And I find it funny because over the past like couple of days, when we've been talking, you may have been drunk, but I was probably high as shit, and I was just like.
Wow, we're literally
Right.
such a great duo. I'm always just drunk at night and you're just
Yeah,
like,
I'm
you
high as
high?
shit.
What?
So
Great.
originally, so my,
Okay.
my roommate has a medical marijuana card, so we technically do it
Okay,
completely legally. Yeah,
love
that's
them
pretty dope.
already. Love
Um,
that.
but recently, I didn't like to go through him to like get weed and stuff, just because it's really annoying to ask like somebody, hey, can you get something for me? Yeah.
Yes.
So what we found out is we found this thing called Delta 8. It's kind of like a actually it can be done in a gummy or it can be done as like a vape, and basically it's like
Okay.
weed but completely legal. It's 100% legal, especially since we live in Florida. So I know you don't live in Florida. I actually don't know then where if it's legal there. Probably is. But
It's probably in Mississippi. Hell
you'd
no.
actually, so apparently the reason why Delta 8 is legal and completely legal is because it's made from hemp, and apparently there's like this farmer's law about
Mm.
hemp that like it's kind of hard to make it illegal federally and stuff like that. It's some like weird bullshit where it's just like, oh no, well it's now completely legal. In fact, you can buy it on the internet. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
What
So
the
I ordered
fuck?
my bubbler and my
Oh my god.
two flavors.
Please, can you send me a photo of this?
Absolutely.
I'm like actually like super
Yeah,
intrigued. What
it's
the
really
hell?
fucking
Okay.
cool. And yeah, it's legal. It's like weed, but a lot less powerful, so you don't get as fucked up. And that's kind of my
Hmm.
favorite part. Is usually just like the chill, kind of like not getting like too fucked up. I heard that some people do get really fucked up, but I usually take sativas, so those are like the more chill ones. Yeah. And
Okay.
so like
Yeah.
yeah, you don't get that fucked up, and it doesn't last that long. It usually lasts about an hour. So far for me, it's pretty, yeah, it's about
Ooh,
like an
that's
hour
nice.
exactly, right? And so like I loved that, and I was just like,
Ooh,
all right.
I love
And
this.
because not only that we found that out, and that's all cool and stuff, but also I needed to eat. So now every day after like on my like lunch break, or usually I don't eat until I finish work, because I don't want to be under the influence of anything at work. I'm a good, yeah.
Oh
So
yes. Sober while
yeah,
working is like the
exactly.
best. The best
Yeah.
thing you can do.
So yeah, usually I get off of work and then I smoke a little and then I eat because I get munchies. It gives you really good munchies and you love everything. And yeah, I've been eating a lot, and I recently went to the doctor, and the doctor said that I weighed 133
Oh.
pounds. So that's really fucking good. Yeah, we gained weight.
Wow. That's way better than
That's way
me.
better than what I've all been my entire. I actually dropped down below like 120 for a 5'9" guy. Like that's not good. Um,
Oh my
yeah.
god. You're 5'9"? Why did I think you were 5'6" in my
I don't.
head?
I have no clue why you thought I was 5'7".
I don't know. I don't know. I don't fucking know.
But because
Well,
the one I did hit the 133, I'm actually okay with doing a juice cleanse for a couple of days. I think that'd be pretty okay. I'm interested in it. It's one of those things that like I don't want to judge until I've tried it. You know?
okay, but like same though. Like I feel like too it like I said before, it may not be like the best
Mm-hmm.
nutritionally because like you need acids, you need fats, you need proteins to survive. Like you need like real food that gives your body energy, but it's also like I feel like this would just like cleanse my whole body. Like I would just okay, this is probably really gross, but I feel like I would just take like one big
Mm-hmm.
massive shit and then it'd just be like so much better. Like all the toxins I
I
put in
think
my
I think that that's
body, like
I think that's
what the
exactly
hell?
what it tries to do. It tries to like fill your entire like stomach with
Mm-hmm.
like waters and like things. And I think yeah, and juices and stuff,
Juice.
and like fruit helps you like pass, stuff. And so I think it's supposed to just
Yes.
like make you shit. That's you shit
Love
to
it.
become clean. And I'm not against that.
Oh, sorry,
That's
I'm just
fine.
burping. I mean, I'm not either, but it's like I remember watching something about I'm trying to think of what the word is. It's on Netflix and it's about different like holistic approaches, whether it be like
Hmm.
oils or like ayahuasca, yeah, or that stuff. And there's one where it's like people like stick stuff up their like anus and it like pumps water through it and like cleanses their
Mm.
like their anus. I can't remember what it is, but it's like
That sounds like an
a thing
enema.
that they do and they're like I yes, yeah, that's what it's called. An enema. And I was like, ooh. So I feel like that's what a juice cleanse is, but like not as intense. But
Yeah, I
yeah, you
don't
can
think you're
like
just
drink
you're
it two
not
to
shoving
three times
water
a
up your
day. And
ass.
I know. And I'm just watching this with my husband and I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, would you do this for 200 grand? Would you shoot an enema up your ass?
That'd be so strange.
Like, okay. I don't oof. Anything up your ass, like I remember in high school I had a teacher and she was like, you don't stick something that goes up where stuff's supposed to come down, and that's always just stuck with me. Like your ass, you should not be sticking shit in that. Even if you're like even if it gives you pleasure, I just feel like it's a risky move. No matter the prep you give your body, it's just overall it's a risky
To each
move.
their own.
Because something can freak you
Yeah,
out.
it's to each
I
their
don't
own.
know.
But I'm not a big. I'm not. I wouldn't. I agree with you in that. Like, I don't like.
You
I don't.
wouldn't.
In fact,
Okay.
I don't like that so much. I don't like needles. I'm really, really bad with needles. I've gotten a lot better, to be fair. Like,
Hmm.
I'm when I was younger, I was more likely to like start trying to like not be there anymore. But now I just like talk to the lady, and I'm just like, I just want to let you know that I freak out a lot.
Accept it.
So you're just gonna have to talk me through this. That's basically what I tell everybody who's about to like pin me with a
Yes.
needle. It's just like, yeah, just talk me through this. I freak out. It happens.
Are you
Yeah.
serious?
It's
Oh
so
my
strange.
god, that's
I
funny.
can't even watch videos of like people like putting needles inside it.
Really?
Yeah. It freaks me out. I have no clue why.
Wow. I guess that's good. I guess that's good because like now you won't like shoot up your
Yeah,
legs and like
that's what my
bleeding out
mom
your
said.
veins and be like, I can't fucking do
Yeah.
this. Like I literally can't. I'm
And
gonna
it's crazy
faint.
cuz like I can watch people like get like stabbed and shit. Like, but like when it comes to seeing the skin
Ooh,
resist
a little
is
needle.
what fucks me. Yeah.
Mm,
It's just ugh.
like those little
Yeah.
close-up shots, and you're like, ooh,
Yeah,
it's a
yeah,
needle.
yeah. It
Hi.
freaks me out. It's insane. I'm not even like scared of blood or anything like that. It's only just that. Hmm.
Hmm, that is weird.
Yeah, I don't know why. I mean, it's pain. It's technically painful. It's not actually that painful, but me as a kid thought it was painful. So I guess like after thinking about that for years, that like my brain has just saw like that like the skin resisting something going inside of it as like pain, and so it just kind of gives me the heebie-jeebies. It's like, ugh, no.
Hmm. I I want to say I relate. Like younger, I hated them, but now I just like accept my fate. Like I got my flu shot
Mhm.
for 2020 at like a
Same.
Walgreens, and the guy like came in, did the thing, and I was like, "That's it." He's like, "Yep, that's it." And I was like, "Okay, cool." He was like, "All right, have a great day." And I was like, "You too, have a great day.
Yeah.
You're lovely. Thank
It was
you."
actually a Walgreens lady that made me a lot more okay with needles. And that's because she was just like, okay, hey,
Aww.
just breathe out. And I'm like, okay. And so she has
In
to
and
take a
out.
deep breath in and take it out. And then she's like, yeah, it just makes it a lot easier because your muscles relax when you exhale. And so it makes it easier for like for the medicine as well. So it just like in my head when I think about that, I'm like, oh yeah, and then like breathing out kind of like it also like gets you ready for like pain or some shit like that. I think I don't know. It just seemed well. It seemed to
What?
fit well in my head because not only am I always afraid that like it's gonna
Okay.
hurt, but I also am like, oh, what if they fuck up? I don't want them to have to poke me over and over again. But
Hmm.
oftentimes people, nurses will compliment me on my veins.
The very soon.
Yeah,
What?
I bet no one ever fails.
Oh,
No nurse has ever failed to compliment me on my
wow.
veins because you can see them pretty well. They're pretty big.
Wow, I'm like actually jealous of you.
Yeah.
So I'm very small. Like I'm only 5 foot, and I weigh under like 90 pounds, probably like 80 pounds. But
Mm.
anyways, for a general picture, so it's like whenever I go to like the like the doctor, even when I went to the dentist, she was like, "Okay, we take like the blood pressure of like all our patients just to like make sure like you are going to be okay." And she had like an adult one, and I already know. I was like, "Bitch, this shit is not gonna wrap around my arm. You're not gonna get my blood pressure. Like, this is not gonna work." So after the second time, she was like, "Oh, yeah, I don't think we're gonna be able to read it." And I was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry." She's like, "Oh, it's not your fault." She's like, "Do you have high blood pressure?" I'm like, "I don't think so." And she's like, "How nervous are you?" And I was like, "I think just average. Like, haven't been to a dentist in a while. I'm nervous, but not gonna like
Mhm.
explode." She's like, "Okay." But yeah, like every time I've had to get like my blood drawn, they'd always be like, "I can't find your fucking veins because they're so fucking small." And they would, I think you'd be like, "This is my worst nightmare," but they'd be like, "Okay, time to poke you like for the third
Yeah,
time. Get your fucking small ass
that
little
means
vein." And I'd sit there just like, "Poke me up, bitch. Get my
I
veins.
would be gone. It's just like, oh, you have to poke me again? Nah, we'll try next time.
Goodbye." I'm just gonna slowly just die in my seat and hope for the best, maybe.
Yeah, that sounds so scary to me. I don't like needles at all. I think the first needle I had ever taken without like when I was a kid. So the first needle that I had ever like taken without giving picking a fight or like trying to like move out and stuff like that was when I was getting like a cavity filled, and so yeah, so like
Ugh.
I didn't know that they were gonna stick me with a needle, and then like as I was down and they were in my mouth, I saw the needle coming towards me, and like my brain was just like it was like
Yeah.
fight or flight for like a couple of seconds,
Yeah.
and then I thought about it and I was like, if I fucking move and they poke me like because like they something fucks up, I'm gonna be so much more upset. Yeah, I'm like I'm
done.
gonna be so much more upset.
You're
So I
done.
was like, all right, fuck it, just take the needle
Yes.
and we'll deal with the consequences later. So it just hurt a little bit, and I was like,
Exactly.
oh, ow. But I could never like that was not the last time I had troubles with needles. It's funny because it was when
Mm-hmm.
even that like that happened with like my mouth and stuff. When it was just on the body, it was just like hell no, fuck that shit, no, 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 don't touch me. Oh no, no, no. Don't stick things don't stick things in things that are
Don't stick things up
yeah.
and things go down. Oh my god, that's so funny, but it's like such a motto to live by.
True.
Like, it's a mood. Like, it's things you just gotta remember in your life. I also want to talk, like, we talked about earlier, specifically you did, just about like your eating habits and how you were a little like weary of a juice cleanse. So like, do you want to like elaborate just like a little more on like your eating habits, and I guess I'll do mine because like our stories are so different, probably so similar.
So I don't know when it happened, when I kind of noticed it, but it probably the more like graduating high school and getting into college and stuff like that. It just kind of like I don't have like a parent around me to like constantly cook me food, and I didn't. And normally it was kind of like in my house it was kind of like do yourself. Like if you want food, go make your food until it's like dinner time, and then my mom will give me dinner, right? And so yeah, so yeah, I went off to college, and then now I'm like alone, and I'm supposed to be getting myself ready for all this stuff, like eating and all this stuff, and but also studying and doing work and then my side projects and stuff like that. And so probably something that I got from my dad, who is a very, very hard worker, is that I'm just constantly on my computer, and it's like, oh, I'm hungry. Ooh, I hit my mic. I'm hungry, and I can feel the pain in my stomach, but my brain will usually say something like oh yeah, let's like I'll do it like after I finish this problem, like after yeah, like a lot of times I'm at work, and
once you're done you can reward yourself by eating.
that's what I say. It's not even a reward. I don't find it a reward. It's actually just like it's just a task to do. So it's not like, oh, you can reward yourself with eating. It's just like, yeah, it's just like, oh, just put this off and then we'll deal with it later. But then at night, even though I'm still hungry, that means that I have to go inside the kitchen and cook. And I'm just like, but I'm really tired. And so I just decide to go to sleep. And so because of that, I usually just like, I'll end the day off with like one meal already just in my system. And seeing that I have such low weight. And yeah, I decided I wanted to not do that anymore because I need some more meat on my bones. Yeah, it is not healthy at all. What about you?
Yeah, I think I feel like kind of the same. I too kind of see eating as like it's like a task that like you have to do because it does make you feel better, but it's like honestly I'm the same, like in the moment. And it's weird because I love cooking. I love like the process. I love how fun it is. I love baking. But it's like in the moment, if I'm not in the mood to do it, like I don't want to do it, but it's just like a forced action I have to, or else I'm just gonna eat like probably some fucking mac and cheese, take a shit later, then be hungry. So it's like I need like a real ass meal. So it's like to me it's like a task. Like this probably sounds so gross, but if I could like just have something like hooked up to my body that just fed me like literally the amount of nutrients, I honestly would, because eating is such a fucking task.
Absolutely.
And it really is like it's just so much work. Like you have to, if you don't make your food, you have to spend a exorbitant amount of money to get it meal prepped, which is a waste of money. Just make it your own. But it's like you make it, to me, like I said, it's weird. It's like fun, but if I'm not in the mood, I hate it. And then you have to sit down, you have to eat it, which takes like
Yeah.
15-20 minutes. Then you have to like wash all the dishes, and it's like a never ending cycle. But it's like I have to eat, or like the two things I literally have to do, I literally have to eat and I have to sleep. If I get none of those, or if I get only one of those, I'm like such a fucking bitch. And like my husband will tell you firsthand. Kelsey is like the rudest little motherfucker to me, to my husband, because like I can't do
Mm.
this to anyone else, because then they'd be like, "Who the fuck are you?" But yeah, it's just like a comes down to just like the human need of like I know I have to eat or I will not be happy, and if I'm not happy, I cannot function how I'm supposed to during my day, and that will just affect literally everything in its way. So, just a thing you have to do that I hate
Yeah,
doing
it's
too.
just yeah, it's
So,
just so much work. I feel. I don't know. It's.
it
Uh,
is.
I don't know. Like, I wished that like my roommate he actually he does like I guess you could call it bodybuilding, but like he's basically just going
Okay.
to the gym a lot recently because he says that he wants to like be
Yes.
more fit. And he's been doing it very religiously, and usually we kind of like our both of our goals happened at the same time where I started wanting to make music and he started wanting to get more fit and stuff. So we kind of like have like a similar track record of like the more we do it the better we get and the
Mm-hmm.
more we either look good or sound good, right? um and so yeah, he's bodybuilding, and so what he has to do to like pack on more meat is that he has to constantly like eat protein and stuff like that. So it was apparently pretty easy for him to just
Yes.
be able to just force himself to eat more. Yeah.
Love that.
And like I try to do that and it's just like
Ugh.
I just don't want to eat right now. Yeah,
No.
please. But
Yes.
then with Delta 8 or with weed, it's perfect. I then just want to eat because it's like I want something tasty in my mouth right now, and let's go make that tasty thing.
Go,
Yeah.
go.
It's so great.
This is giving me the
Yeah,
motivation.
I'm legit. Like I swear by this method. Granted, I don't know anybody else's like particular circumstances, but weed isn't necessarily like physically addictive. So I would totally recommend it. Also, again, Delta 8, it doesn't smell like weed. They usually have like they have flavors and stuff like that, and you can pick your favorite flavor. I have like a lemon one, then I have like this island one or whatever. Yeah, and it's
Wow.
just vape liquid. It's just like it's water basically. Or yeah, and
Hmm.
yeah, I swear by it.
That is like really
Yep,
interesting.
yep. It's oh yeah. So you guys don't have any uh like medical marijuana dispensaries? Is it not?
Oh,
I know you.
I live in fucking Mississippi, though probably like on like the southern
Mm,
belt of shit. So when I moved here, I became a Mississippi resident, and for the second election that I finally got to vote in my
mhm.
life, there was for Mississippi. I'm gonna try and look it up, but there's like a bill that they're trying to pass in Mississippi, and I voted hell yeah, because it's like first of all the jobs here suck. They're all hospitality, and it's so dumb. Medical marijuana could bring so many new jobs to like the coast of Mississippi. Like why would I
Absolutely.
not vote yes to have medical marijuana? Like my thoughts on it are very this and that because I have some experience with some of the at that ad
Hmm.
agency I used to work at. They had like a medical marijuana like client, so I have a I want to say like a very kind of black and white, but I see honestly both views of everything, and I think that's just how I live my life too. So my views on that are very like yes no, but my overall opinion. I mean, I just think the benefits of medical marijuana. It's like readily available. It'd be great for the coast of Mississippi. We don't have it here in Mississippi, which they should, because it would just create more jobs, which then doesn't make everyone so fucking poor here unless you live in the military or come from a white like plantation
Hmm.
owning lineage or whatever. But yeah, I mean, there's no medical marijuana here, but I think it's like really tight and it's something that like every state should do,
Yeah.
and it does help people like in their own way, whether it's to help you eat, go to
Yeah.
bed, anxiety, depression, keep you up. I don't know, fucking help clean your house.
it and
Yeah, I
not
don't
only does it help
know.
me eat, but it also helps me go to bed for sure. I love going to sleep high. It is the best feeling in the world. Yes.
Is it
So like
really?
everything becomes comfy. Because like you tend to it tends for
Hmm.
me, the feeling is like I feel like chilly, not like super cold or anything like that, but I feel pretty chilly. Yeah.
Dude, same. Literally
And
same.
so I start to like, put things over myself, and it's usually the best feeling in the world. Yeah,
Like
like
a
a blank
blanket.
dude. It's
That
great.
sounded
Oh,
really
okay, yeah.
weird.
Okay. So yeah, a blanket.
I put things over
I love the
myself.
way that my room works because I have
Okay.
I have my entire desk on my front wall, and then right next to my desk that's
Okay.
attached to the wall is my uh OLED TV, and then right, in front of that is my bed, right? So because my desk is like right there, I can just kind of like, get done with work, stand up, then lay back down, and just stare forward, and then
What the
yeah,
fuck? You're you're like I take like 3 steps and then I'm just already
I
done.
probably
I'm
think that three
dead.
steps is a bit too much. I
Oh
probably
my
take like
god.
half a step, and then now I'm in my bed.
Shut the
It's
fuck
great.
up.
I love it.
I'm crying. I'm crying. I'm
Especially if
literally
I'm high,
crying.
because like if I'm high,
Okay.
I usually just want to be in bed anyway. My friends made fun of me for that. So we were in
Damn.
college, we would smoke a lot, and so I would come over and they would have a joke about me, because what I would do is I would come over, I'd hang out with them, and then we'd start smoking, and then my high ass is like, hey, I want to go to bed. Yeah, where's the
Where's the bed?
bed? And so I'd like immediately like leave almost immediately, and they're just like, dude, he just comes, smokes, and
Oh
leaves.
my
And I
god.
just, yeah, now I just feel so bad about it. I'm just like, oh yeah, my bad. So I hang now. I can hang now. All right, I can hang now perfectly.
That is
Yeah,
crazy and really
yeah.
funny. I can't handle
I
you.
cannot. I want to go to sleep,
I
and I don't care
can't.
about who knows. I'm just like, I just want to lay down here.
Oh yeah.
We'll talk later.
Let me be. Don't make me
Yeah.
things.
I,
Wake
I
me in the
remember
morning.
we got like crossfaded the day before an exam of mine. Um,
Oh my
yeah,
god, yeah,
it
sorry.
was a very important exam, and I failed that exam pretty hard too. Um, Still
Love
graduated
it.
college though. Anyway, I
Yeah.
I got I got crossfaded. I got shit faced, and I was high as hell. And
Same.
then all I remember is that like I like laid down on the ground, and then I had like a cover over
Oh
myself.
my
No, I
god.
found a cover on my friend's floor, and I just put it over myself, and it was just the best feeling ever. And I was just like, I want to stay here forever.
Oh my god, dude.
It's so great.
I I feel you too. I've been like crossfaded like once, and I probably had like 3 beers, like 2 shots of liquor. I was like, oh, I might just take a little nib of this edible. Oh my fucking god, that was like the worst decision of my absolute fucking life. Granted, this edible is like a
Yeah,
THC like
you don't
nerds
fuck with
rope thing,
edibles. Like,
and dude, I've literally learned firsthand like 3 times already. You just don't. I can't fuck with them
yeah.
at all. Like, I took that little nib. All I remember, I was laying on the couch with my husband, and it was only like 4 or 5, and it was a Sunday because football was
Hmm.
going on. I just remember like looking at him and thinking like, okay, I need to like calm down because like my heart rate was beating out of my chest. I kept looking at the ceiling and everything. My husband was spinning, the ceiling was spinning, and I was seriously like freaking the fuck out in my head. And then I remember I just like started to like
Mm.
throw up, and then I was like, oh my god, okay, this has to be over. And then everything was spinning, and I just threw up again. And I was like asking my husband, I was like, is this real? Like, I started crying because I was like, oh my God, what if this isn't real? Like, I kept looking at him, and I was like, what if I'm already dead? And this is like another life that I'm living. Like, my real self is dead, and I'm just looking at him. Or, like, what if he's dead? Like, and I was seriously like tripping the fuck out. I remember just looking at like like the ceiling exhaust thing at the like your ceiling, like where your AC comes out, and being like, okay, I just need to like concentrate on this because like I'm gonna fucking lose my mind and everything literally is spinning. And I was like, I just need to like breathe in and out, in and out, in and out. But like that was like the worst experience of my life. I think I threw up again and I just felt like shit. And I remember like calling my sister. I think I honestly don't remember. That's how fucked up my brain is from it. But it's just like I just remember those seconds of just like being on the couch, looking at my husband, everything was spinning, throwing up, looking at him, everything was spinning, crying in his arms, thinking I was like already dead and he wasn't. I literally thought he was not real, and then just throwing up again, and just like, and it's so, just never, never again. Like literally, and never again. I can never do an edible because like that shit is like my body's too weak. Okay, like I'm too weak. I cannot. I don't think I can do weed like in general because like I just get too into my head and it's just like a bad. Even
I will give you.
Even doing like that edible with my sister, like I like sober, I like could not handle it, and I stayed up till 4 a.m. and my heart was racing, and I started to miss my husband. I needed to FaceTime him, and I was like talking like super super fast and just like, dude.
It's probably just edibles. Like I would. So one, there is a big difference between strains too. So remember, like a sativa is more likely to make you have like the crazy thoughts and be more paranoid, whereas the indica is more likely to just be the kind of chill and just like I think they call it the body high, where it's just like everything's just chill or whatever. And yeah, just in general, you just don't fuck with edible. Like I don't fuck with edibles. I've had one edible my entire life, and it's just so intense. It's like. It's so interesting because it sounds like you experienced ego death or were about to experience ego death from what I understand about the word ego death, which is that like it's that feeling of like, oh no, I'm dead. I'm dead, and this is just I'm not part of this world or some shit like that.
No, I literally felt like that. Like seriously, I felt like in my head I was thinking like seriously, like if I die right now, like I will never see my husband again. Like, will he move on with his life? Will I just see this black hole? Like every time I close my eyes, like what will happen to him? Because like what will happen to me will like not like exist anymore. But I just cared about like his well being. But it was weird. It was like super fucking trippy. Like I did not.
You should try acid.
No, there's just
and that's kind of sarcastic.
No, I should not.
Yeah, because okay, so one, I would say you should try microdosing it. Microdosing is way better. It doesn't make you have the crazy thoughts. But the me being sarcastic was just that like acid makes one. Okay, so I usually used to microdose, right? And then my first time ever trying to an actual tab. So microdosing basically is just that what you can do is you can take the acid paper, which is it's literally just paper, put it in some water, and it'll dissolve in the water. And so you can actually have less than the paper worth of acid, right? So now I can choose to take like a tenth of that paper because it's dissolved in the water, and I can measure the water and I can measure how much I pour out, right?
Yes. It's just a very small amount.
Yeah, exactly. And so yeah, I used to do those. And those are pretty good. You listen to music, it's great, you know, you have pretty cool ideas. It's a good time. But then my somebody I know came to me one day and they were like, "Hey, I have a tab. You want to try one?" And I'm like, "Oh, it can't be much more intense than what I tried before." And so, yeah, I ended up driving an hour out from my place to this rundown ass hotel because he was just in town for the time, right? And I didn't want to like leave him alone that day or whatever. So I was like, why not? So I drove out 1 hour into this weird place. Now, I'm going to preface this with I have rules when I take drugs. Those rules are: 1, it should be in a place that you know back to front, especially if they're new drugs. Safety. 2, don't go outside especially if it's new drugs. Like I'll go outside if I'm high on like weed or whatever, but if it's like acid or something like that, I try not to go outside unless like we particularly are in somewhere that we had probably planned before. So everything has to be planned out. there's one more, and I'll probably figure it out during the story. But yeah, I have a few rules, and I ended up just going against them all this day. So went down to the place, drove an hour out. We took the tab, and at first it was like, oh yeah, this is normal. Things are moving. It's really cool. Whatever. So I was like, I'm gonna go look in the mirror because it's always fun to look at yourself in the mirror when you're high as shit.
Oh my god, shut the fuck up. No.
And then I looked down at like the countertop, and the marble pattern, it started becoming water.
Yes.
It literally just became water. Yeah, so it was all bubbly and stuff, and it was like flowing and shit like that.
What the fuck?
And I was like, oh, this is so cool.
I can't.
And then I laid down and I got into a Discord call with my friends because I was just like, hey guys, like I'm high as shit. Oh yeah, this is it. This is the other rule that I broke. And also, when you're taking acid, take it in the morning or in the peak afternoon.
Oh, did you stay up till like literally like 5 a.m.
So
to in the afternoon?
You can do you can do the math yourself. So 12 hours is usually it's the average amount of time that it takes acid to be done for your trip to be completely done.
Oh god.
I took it at 8 or 9 o'clock at night. So I was gonna have to deal with that throughout the entire night, and I didn't think about it before I did it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so as I was talking with my friends, I also realized I didn't bring any of my chargers. My headphones were dying, my phone was dying, and my brother somehow, because spoil, I guess that's who it was, but one of my brothers, he takes acid a lot. So he actually fell asleep, which is so hard to do when you're on acid. So I was worried about it when I found. I was like, dude, how much do you take? He told me that he took a lot. So I was like, okay, that's crazy. Okay. But what am I trying to say? Oh yeah. So he was asleep, and then I was high as shit. So I laid down because I was kind of feeling a little bit too stimulated. The problem with acid trips is that it's like this roller coaster. But the problem is that sometimes that roller coaster is in a rush. It's going super, super fast, and you want it to stop now. But the problem is that you probably have like 8 more hours to go. So
yes, okay, that's how I felt.
Yeah.
When I was crossed, I was like, "Fucking get me
so
off the train."
I'm like laying down, and like at first I close my eyes to like try to like calm down or whatever. And my friends are talking to me, and then I saw myself fall outside of my body. Yeah,
Alex,
like I sort of. Yeah, my brain
fuck?
saw me, and I started falling out of my own head, and so I saw myself. Yeah, and then I like woke up, like came back, and I was just like, oh shit, and I was on the ground, and I was like, holy shit, what the fuck was that?
Shut up.
And so my friends, they wanted to mess with me. I mean, which is something I told them to do it because I wanted them to send me interesting videos or whatever. So they sent me a video of this like super, super high def like person making some bullshit like with natural items, like with like rocks and stuff. Okay. And then they sent me this video of this coffee shop that is I think it's called cell shaded. So it looks like a cartoon. Okay. The coffee shop, but it's real. It's in real life. You can actually like be there. So when I looked at that on the video, my brain was like, that's real. How do I know that that's real? If I don't know if that's real, that means that I don't know if I'm real. And then I just started going into that cycle of like, oh no. So I was like real? Running into ego death, but usually I'm pretty okay. I always have this like voice in the back of my head that's like, you're okay. Just calm down. Just chill out. Go lay down. So to make a long story short, just because this part is just like it was the most creepy, but it's also the longer one, so I'm not gonna make it too long. But basically, I tried to lay down. I tried to go to sleep. I absolutely could not go to sleep. Every single time I closed my eyes, colors were everywhere, so I couldn't like stop with the deal with like the colors and stuff like that. And then also my brain kept telling me to walk outside, and I didn't want to go outside because that's one of my my rules. but like I felt like my brain was trying to get me to go outside, even though I didn't want to go outside, and it was so fucking creepy.
Shut up. Did you really
I did
go
not
outside?
go outside. I like forced myself in the bed, and I was just like, okay, just don't leave the bed. But then like I had to use the bathroom, and I was like, oh wait, that's my body trying to get me to go outside by making me use the bathroom, by making me stand up and more likely to go outside. It was insane. So I woke up in the morning. Let's just long story short, that all happened.
Dude.
I woke up, and I put quotation marks over woke up. I had came to in the morning. And then I had to drive back again an hour back home, and I woke up at around like 8 or 9.
Oh,
so I'm like, so my my brother's like, hey, are you good? And I'm like, yeah, I'm good. And I look around, and like nothing's moving too much. I have this weird, like this kind of strange feeling, but I'm just like, I should be fine. And so I get in my car, and then I start driving, and then maybe 10 minutes into the drive, the road lines started floating away. And then I was just
hell?
like,
you were fucking
I'm actually
home?
still high.
Dude.
So yeah, I had a very nervous high drive home.
What the
and
fuck?
I had finally made it.
Oh god.
Yeah,
anxiety.
I had finally made it, and then I went to lay down, and then I was sober.
Oh my god.
Once I laid down, I became sober. I didn't know I was high. That was insane. Sorry, continue.
Dude, I've only done that once. Like, I hit like 2 hits of like the little, not a weed pen, but like the thing you pack like the weed in that you like suck in. But it's like not a bong.
Are you talking? So is it is it a burner, like a vape burner?
It's like small. No, it's just like small. It kind of looks like a dildo. It's like glass, and you just pack some weed in it, and you just like suck it in, and then just let it out.
So it doesn't heat it at all?
No, like you light the weed on top.
Oh, you're talking about the fucking what is that called? It's basically like a pipe. It's basically like a pipe.
I don't know what it's called.
Yeah.
It's like a glass pipe. I remember I did it twice, and then I was like, all right, guys, I'm going home. And I was driving home, and I was like, oh my god, I feel kind of high right now. And I was like, I'm almost home. Kelsey, like, calm down, you can make it. But I was like, ooh, I really want to feel like the wind like through my hair and drive. And I was like, oh, calm the fuck down. It's like 3 a.m. Like, go the speed limit. Don't act suspicious. Like, you don't know who's out here on these like suburban streets, but. Dude, I've never been like on an acid high, and I don't think I could ever do it. My mind is too just like fucked up. I get like 2 in my head. Like, it's just something I know. Like, my limits are literally like weed, and that's it. Like, I'd probably be like, I need to go to like the hospital because like I'm just mentally like I can't. I'm too in my head.
So a certain microdose level is usually, I always say it's better than weed because it makes me feel not dumb. So yeah, like acid doesn't make you feel dumb, and it doesn't make you. Yeah, it just doesn't make you feel dumb. It's basically like weed. It does, except no taste, no like ultra taste. You do, I think you do still like get like some like good tasting, but it's not the same as weed taste. And also, you don't feel stupid. But with that comes it's hard to talk. In complete sentences, like it's probably like easier, but
Love
maybe
that.
problem with me. And also music just sounds fucking amazing. Like you have this like feel like in your ears, just music starts to make sense. But yeah, I would say that part, like that type of acid, like the small amount, is really really good, and it's just super fun to be in. I've showed many Tinder dates actually, acid trips, and they all liked it. To be fair, I'm pretty awesome to hang out with.
You're
so
crazy as fuck. You're crazy as fuck.
I do a lot of stuff. Yeah.
I know. I feel like your level of like stuff you. Okay, so like for some clarity, we're both like literally the same age, but in very two weirdly like opposite sides of our life. But I feel like you've experienced a lot more like of the. I don't want to say fun, but a lot more like the. Side, and like I'm just more of like a little like basic noob that's like love my husband, married. I just get like really drunk. I can sometimes do weed, but like the edibles I've done, I've just like hated it.
And I just like live my fucking lifestyle in college, and you're over here like, I'm graduated, bitch. And just,
Yeah.
like just chilling. Another thing I will say though, I hate how employers, they want to drug test you, but it's like, why do you give a fuck what I do, like when I'm off the clock? It's like, if anything, you should be fucking alcohol testing people, because some people are borderline drunks, and like you still let them come to work, but no one's coming high to work, because like if you are, you're a fucking idiot. So like, why the fuck do you care if I'm doing drugs? Like,
So
don't you think
yeah,
that's
I
weird?
100% think it's weird. And I can say that like I think my job in particular, when I was reading it, and to be fair, I did skim over some parts, so it could have like made an amendment to what I'm about to say. But it seems like personally my job is just they only have a problem if I am high on the job, or if I'm doing drugs on the job.
Yes,
Yeah,
which is a
yeah, that would be
problem.
horrible.
Just like if you're an alcoholic on drugs on the job, you should not be doing that. But it's like, why
Yeah,
are you drug
otherwise
testing
it's
people
insane.
if
But also, fun fact,
like calm
apparently
down.
Delta 8 does not get
Fuck
flagged as marijuana on drug what's his
Hmm.
names. That's what I heard from my brother.
Like the drug test.
So I'm not completely sure if that is true information, but that is what I heard on the grapevine, and that would be dope if that's true. Because it's a really good thing, and they do also have edible versions of Delta 8 too, but you don't I wouldn't try that yet for you. Yeah.
Oh no, Alex. I can like I just think I can't do edibles. Like they're
All right.
just not a thing.
Okay.
I just like smoke
Mhm.
regularly, but I don't do it regularly. Like I don't do it. I don't know. My current job. Fucking take my job out. I don't fucking know, dude. I don't know. Like
If we
they test, but I've only had one. They only test you if they think you're doing drugs, but it's like
yeah,
I
sure.
don't do drugs, and I know people that do drugs, but it's like I don't know. I don't know how to word it. Like I've done them, but I don't want to say like I currently do them. But like the last time I did them was literally on like Thanksgiving with my sister. I don't know. I don't fucking know. I just don't want to
That's
get in
fair.
trouble because I know people like from my work like follow me on social media and they're like, oh, I'll give a listen. But it's like some of them have been like I've talked to like, yeah, I just want to get higher now because it's so boring. Then me too. Like I don't know. I don't know how you want to slice this, but it's a weird like touchy subject. I don't know. Maybe just take everything ish that I say about it. I don't know, Alex. I don't know. Like,
I know. I
literally don't
I feel you. I feel you. I think I feel
Do
you.
you
I
feel
think
me?
I feel you.
Okay, thank you. I feel crazy, but it's like a weird, like, borderline. I want to talk about it because I've experienced drugs, but it's like I don't want people to think I experience them now, even though I experience them now.
Well,
If that
one,
makes sense.
that's you have rule number one, which is
know.
never ever make friends or make out like offline friends as your business in your like job. It's a bad idea.
I know, but it's like the coworkers I work with, like we've all talked about drugs, and it's like the ones I feel comfortable about. It's like my supervisor, one of them follows me, and she seems chill, but I'm like, I don't know, she could like rat me out, so it's like fuck. But she's also like a military spouse, so I'm also kind of like we have solidarity in that, but I'm also like you're still my supervisor, so like fuck you.
Yeah.
It's this weird thing of like I like you, but I don't like you enough to like show you the real side of like what I do and how I feel about certain things because like you don't really know me, I don't really know you. We know each other on like just a very surface level of like politeness. I don't know, however you want to slice and dice it, but I just like oh damn it, fuck.
Yeah, I basically the same way, but whenever I'm at work and somebody says, "Hey, take down my number," I'm like, "You can take down my work number."
Yeah.
Like, yeah, oh, we play the same game. We should
like,
totally play
I'm not
together.
Professional enough to do that. I'm like, what's your Instagram? Oh, this is my Instagram. Yeah, I'm not at that level of my life right now, even though I'm about to be done with college-ish, pish.
Yeah, I don't know. It's so weird. Yeah, I always feel like I don't know. I think my friend says my roommate says it best, where he says I don't want to know. I don't want my coworkers to know how much of a degen I am. a degenerate I am. Yeah, like how much of a
True.
goblin
True.
I am.
Yes. How much of an actual piece of shit I
Yeah.
really am, though. Like, oh, that's how I literally feel like at work. So I had to like cashier today. So I was with two other people, and I made some comment. I was like, yeah, I love living about the coast of Mississippi. I love learning. And there's like some old man that's like in the front by like the place that I work at. And I was like, who is he? My coworker was like, oh, apparently it was some guy that just like came here, wanted all the money for himself. And I was like, well, at least he wasn't like a slave owner that owned a plantation. And no one said anything. And I'm just like, okay, that's fine. You should just ignore my comment. Okay, let's move on. Like, I'm like slowly showing my like fucked up side. Like, I only feel comfortable being fucked up with only like one coworker because like we're both kind of fucked up when we work together, like kind of mean. But like other people, I'm like,
how does like low-key just keep to myself? Like, this isn't the real me. This is just my customer service.
Yeah, I am completely different, like at work versus off of work. Actually, I'm not actually that different, right? Like, I think usually like the way that I kind of like come across a conversation is pretty different, but I'm still a pretty open person no matter in what environment I am. So like I'm pretty sure it's just like, so I go about I guess I'm a different person. I go about situations a bit differently.
But you are.
Other than that, like if they ask me like hey, have you ever done drugs? I'd probably be like, yeah. They're like, do you do drugs now? And I'm like, we should probably talk about something else right now.
Drugs are bad. That was my past life. That was in college life. This is new me out as an adult.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I'm. There's still a little bit of me inside when I'm when I'm at work, but no, I'm pretty different. Like especially like, I don't curse nearly as much at work as I do outside of work.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
There's actually a term for that. It's called in my college class, it's called something Johara's window, where it's like we have different windows that we let people into. Like area 1 is like openness and whatever. Area 2 is like what other people can see about us, but we can't see about us. Like other people can see what we physically look like, but like we don't know what we physically look like unless we look in a mirror. I think 3 is like basically about relationships, like how we build trust. And then window 4 is like how we would react in like emergency situations, which I think is pretty interesting because it definitely does apply to like how we handle certain work relationships. Because like if I feel like I can trust somebody, I will be like somewhat open. But like the only person I'm really open to that sees me for like all my windows is probably like my husband. Like he's seen me at like my literally worst, my best, my greatest, my shittiest, my meanest, and like people at work will never see me at any of those spaces at all because I'd be like a psychopath. Like, no ma'am. So I think that's kind of interesting. Like how you said you'll like kind of open up to people at work, but like you'll kind of like brush over certain things if they ask you about it. And you're just like,
well, I think
I'll get back to you on that.
I think the interesting part that like I actually try not to show a lot of people, and I guess it's like the difference that I have like work, is that I try to show off that I care more about certain things than I actually do, because I'm pretty like something that is pretty like synonymous with all of my exes is that I'm fairly I have a very small emotion count. Like I'm not very emotional on a lot of things. I'm very dry. I'm not really dry because I'm very like I'm still very out there, but I'm not very emotional.
Oh.
So like. Yeah, the amount of non-emotion that I have.
Your emotions are very like, yeah, it's like you don't have a lot of emotions, but like when you do show those emotions, like this is like the peak of your emotional experience you'll show somebody.
Yeah, exactly.
That's how I literally am with my husband. Like I'm not emotional at all, but like if certain situations will come up, like that's when I'm like the most like emotional, even though I can't look him in the eye and I like start smiling because I feel really uncomfortable. But I'm like, I'm uncomfortable. This is why I'm smiling and I can't give you eye contact like a normal human. But like, this is how I like actually feel. And like, yes, I'm about to cry because like I don't like showing this side of me. So like, hi.
Me, I just like I try my best to, and I'm a lot better at it than I am like now than I was before. But like, I'm like to the point at which I remember in my most recent relationship which was like last year, the beginning of last year. That's when it ended. Was the beginning of last year. Actually, it was just the end of 2019. Okay. At the beginning of that relationship, my significant other asked me like straight up like, "Hey," and it was probably supposed to be some cute fucking like adorable, "Oh, how long do you think we're gonna last?" And I was supposed to say forever or some dumb shit, but I'm not the type of person to say whatever. I asked them, I said, "Hey, are you looking for the real answer, or do you want me to just like, is this supposed to be cute?" And then they said, "Oh, the real answer." And I'm like, "Well, probably a year." I told them, and
they literally said, "Okay, let's just end it now."
Well,
like,
that made them that made them cry, and I was sad. I wasn't sad at all. I was just kind of like, I understand why you're crying, so my bad.
I hate when people cry.
It's so uncomfortable. But what I can say is that everything that I said that day, which was how we were going to break up, ended up happening. I could tell from the future. I just knew it was going to happen, and I knew how long it was going to take too. It was insane. It was just like, oh yeah, this is exactly what's going to end up happening. I feel like
I actually can't. We like really deviated from like our three main topics.
Good. That's called a conversation.
I feel like we should save our relationships. I know, but still, I feel like we should maybe just like, I don't want to say stop recording this one, but like we should start at the relationship and then make that like a whole new episode,
All we have to do with how was your week? It's just a conversation. We're just talking about conversations.
I know, but still. Okay, let's go with like how was our week. It is now Friday on January 29th. We said we were gonna record on Thursday. We both fucking forgot, like a bunch of degenerates.
I'm actually gonna let you know something like straight up. Like yesterday at like 7 or 8, I was high as shit. My friend came over. My roommate made a bong out of an old alcohol bottle. And so we tried the bong. We got insanely high, and then I just looked at I looked at my phone, and I said, "Oh shit, I have to record with Kelsey." But then I was just like, "Hopefully she forgot," and then I just went to bed.
Okay, I'll also tell you something too. I was like, oh, it's like, okay, so I had a really like kind of emotional day with my husband yesterday. So then I was like, honestly, emotionally drained. I did like some schoolwork, but I was like low-key just emotionally drained and didn't want to talk to anyone except for him. So when like 5 creeped around and 6 and 7, I was like, okay, Alex hadn't like said anything to me on Discord.
Yeah, we were both. We were literally thinking the same thing.
We're just gonna avoid each other. It's fine. It's all good.
We were literally thinking the same thing.
This is our weird friendship. Like, even though I messaged you on Wednesday night, like, hey, can we record this shit on Thursday? And you're like, bitch, Thursday's like fucking tomorrow. And I'm like, oh. Yeah, it is. Oops.
Oh yeah, what was it that you completely asked? Because I was just like, wait, Thursday's tomorrow. you like asked something and then like,
I know.
Holy shit, I can't.
Wait, let me try and find it. I literally don't remember. I was like, literally like I was drunk, and like Wednesday night I like had like a full on like emotional meltdown with my husband. I was just really drunk, but I think I remember I was just like, oh yeah, can we record it tomorrow on Thursday? And you're like, what the fuck, tomorrow's Thursday?
You said, I know we said Thursday to record, but is there any way we can do tomorrow? And I'm like, tomorrow is Thursday.
Yeah, that was literally it. I was like, holy.
And I think I was high as shit when I said that too.
You said tomorrow was Thursday. Yeah, you were like, I'm also high. Like, don't feel ashamed. I'm like, I'm gonna drink. Oh my god. Yeah. Okay.
I
I
was
remember that.
reading that over and over again because I'm like, am I finding this wrong? Am I going crazy right now?
Wait. I need to find this in the Discord because I definitely I messaged you like I know we said Thursday, but can we do it tomorrow? Oh my god, kill me. Literally. And then I was like, oops, like I've had like this is my like I think it was on my second day off, so I really didn't know what fucking day it was. Oh my god. Oh yeah. Yeah. I know we said Thursday to record, but is there any way we can do tomorrow? Oh my god. Kill me.
But yeah. Anything else pop up in your week?
Nothing much, just college. I'm trying to find like motivation to do it, but low key, not even low key, like I'm at that point where I'm just like I'm over all this bullshit. Like I think I said this in our pilot episode, like none of my professors give a shit. So I don't give a shit and I just want to be over. I just want to like try and find a job. I want to make more money. I'm just
Yeah.
over it. Like fuck God.
How many years do you have left?
I'm over this. Okay, so I'm in my spring. God willing, I grind. I get back on some grind. I don't drink alcohol. I stay like somewhat healthy and like can get back on like a grind again or whatever the fuck you want to call it. And like once I'm done on April 19th, I'm gonna do summer. I've done like this is crazy. Like I've done like a fucking summer semester and I did a whole accounting class in a whole fucking month and somehow ended with a B. But like I'm doing a summer session, basically 3 classes. Hopefully I pass those, which are gonna be electives. And then I'm going to go into fall. And fall of 2021 will be my last motherfucking semester of college. This is why I just make it C's or higher on my classes in spring. But I'm also like, I'm over this fucking bull motherfucking shit. Like, oh my god, kill me. So yeah.
Yeah, you're okay. That makes total sense. Like, yeah, senior year for me, it was insane because it was like, I already have my job. So fuck this place. I just need to get a C, and I'm just like, I just want my degree. They don't care anymore because I have prior work experience. Fuck you guys.
I don't have prior work experience, so I'm just like,
yeah, exactly. Just like get me out of this hell place.
Exactly. Like I'm tired of this bullshit. These fucking dumbass discussion posts. Reading a chapter about like, okay, so I'm taking an organizational communication class. That's why I brought up that weird like Jahara's window. Like I literally read a chapter yesterday briefly about how to make essentially an outline, how to know the subject, who is your audience, and what medium should you use, how will your subject react. Bunch of bullshit. How to rewrite a fucking outline. Bitch, I learned this in like middle and elementary school. Like leave me the fuck alone. Like kill me. Why is this a fucking class? But yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Or yeah, that sounds really boring and disgusting and nasty.
It is.
I hate writing classes.
Really is. I'm sorry, I keep burping, but like
that happens.
No, dude, this isn't even a writing class. This is this is like a management class. Like how to communicate better in an organization. But like I literally don't give a fuck and people don't do this in the real world and I'm already terrible at like English and I don't know how to do sentence structure for shit, so like leave me the fuck alone. I already know I write passive via Grammarly. Like leave me the fuck alone. Yes, that's all I have to say. Other than that, how's your week?
My week was very, very eventful actually. The stock market was
I feel like
going ham. It was mainly the stock market that was my week, and it was not even the high stuff. Yes. I had a lot of work. I actually had fun work to do at work. And so that was really nice. Ooh, so, and I finished that shit today, and they have some changes that they want to do on it, but all in all, they liked it. So that's really fucking dope. And then when I was not working on work, I was looking at my stocks and me gaining money and then losing money and then gaining more money. Ooh. Yeah. And, and I bought Dogecoin, and I think Dogecoin is the future. I like it. I think
my husband has some of that shit. It's weird. I like it, but
I think Dogecoin might actually be the coin that we end up going to.
Don't.
And the
Shut
reason
the
why is because
You did
yes,
not
because
say that.
I think
Okay.
I think it's perfectly like, you know, shown at like what happened recently, which was like the game maker bullshit, which was it was just a meme. Like this entire thing was just started off as like a meme.
Oh yeah, the
Yeah.
whole Reddit
So
thing.
what coin do you think that the internet's gonna pick up? What online coin would you think that the internet picks up the best?
True,
And it's
true.
Dogecoin. It's probably like the most memeable coin that you can get that becomes just normalized.
Oh,
The only
God.
thing is that a lot of people are buying Doge, but that's not how you make the money, you know, actually worth something. Not like buying it, of course, like, you know, it helps it a tiny bit. In fact, I don't think it has, it adds a tiny bit of value by buying it. But you need to actually start selling it. And that's what people need to know, is that you need to start actually like paying for things with Dogecoin, and that way you can get it actually working in the economy.
Thanks for joining our conversation.
Make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications.
And we will see you in the next chat.